Hey guys, the Ultimate Gamer X back here again, and by back here again, I mean probably in the first time in 6 years that I've done a video. Well, I've done videos in that time, but I haven't been putting my voice over it for a number of reasons, most notably being I went to high school and college, so it's been a very long time since I've had time to play video games. But yeah, here we are back again, but I've never played this game on my channel before. This is, well, you should know what this game is. League of Legends, one of the most popular games on Twitch right now, and has been for the past couple years. This is a ranked game. Currently I am in silver, unfortunately. I just started this season in my time off from college, and I placed into bronze, and I decided I'm going to record all my climbing. My goal for this season, I'm not entirely sure. I'll see where I hit my skill cap, and I'll see how much time I want to actually invest in this game. But yeah, I started playing this game really prior to high school, and here we are. What is that, season 4 I started playing, and now it's technically in season 10. So yeah, 6 years I've been playing this game. Never really played it for ranks though. My friends and I usually almost always play blind pick, just because we really play for fun instead of ranked, which can be very frustrating. Here I almost get dove, but then this Kane is really not good at his job. But I am playing Garen in the top lane, and Garen I think is one of the strongest top laners, along with Set right now. Darius is pretty strong, and I just don't like going against Fiora. I have Shaco jungle here, and Kane makes the stupid decision of coming towards me. So I just picked up the first blood off of that, and I got the gold off of that, the first blood gold. Great thing about Garen is that I don't have to back. I can just let my passive tick me back up to full HP. I really think Garen is free elo. Yeah. I have a really tough early game in this game, but I come back in the end, and that's really typical for Garen, because one, he has no mana costs. 2, he's a tank that does true damage with his ult. His ult is also an execute, so if you can stick onto the enemy AD carry, you're doing Garen correctly. Garen's W, free armor and MR. His Q is a silence, which lasts fairly long. So yeah, all around, Garen is very fun to play, very easy to play too. Akali thought she could bully me through this whole laning phase, and she does a very good job of it actually. But in the end, Garen will always win out. My builds for this game was very tricky, because the enemy team, they have a Talon and a Kane, so those are 2 assassins right there. So you would think you want to build some armor, but I was laning against an Akali, so building armor wasn't going to be the smartest decision. They also have a Morg, and Morg has CC for days, so Merc Treads would have been the obvious choice of boots there. But yeah, Garen's laning phase is fairly boring. You let the wave push, and you kill the enemy top laner. But yeah, here I just didn't play that correctly. Shouldn't have W'd there, and yeah, I just let her poke me down. I think here I was spectating mid lane. They got a double kill. I was contemplating teleporting, but I decided against it. My mid laner is an Ori, and I have a Shaco in the jungle. Shaco did a pretty good job of jungling this game, better than the enemy team's jungler, and combined with my being Garen, we were able to do fairly well in this game. Here I'm just trying to farm under turret. Yeah, Akali was really just trying to bully me here. If she had gone in here, I probably would have... I lost that trade. Because she has refill pots, and she got that ticking during the fight. I missed the siege minion too because she was zoning me pretty well. And here I started to get worried for the game because one, our Misfortune had DC'd early, and she started dying. So here, the Akali just misplayed it, so she took a lot of minion aggro. I decided to retreat because I knew my minions were targeting her. Had I not done that, I would have probably died from that, because as you saw, my ult didn't execute her for the full damage, and the minions actually got me the kill there. And at this point I just want to shove the lane. No point in not shoving it. Akali does have TP. And I'm pretty sure I decide to back here. This was a really bad play by my team. Firstly, Misfortune let that Talon's W catch her twice, and then she decides to fight a Talon who's 3 levels higher than she is, and now Talon has a killing spree, which is really unfortunate for them. As a Garen, the assassin getting fed really isn't the biggest deal, because you end up stacking armor late game anyway. At this point in the game, I'm telling my team to keep drag warded because I do have TP. But this Talon is becoming a problem right now. This is my friend in the mid lane here. He and I duo queue a lot. He mains Ori mid, and I used to main Ramus in the jungle, but now I main Garen top because, like I said, Garen is really free low. Here you can see the the Akali doing a really good job of zoning me off minions and poking me. So farming under turret really isn't the biggest deal for Garen because at this point I have I do have my Phage, and again my bot lane was not doing too well this game. The enemy jungler decides to do the Rift, which was a very poor call on his part. Being Garen, I just head straight in there. I missed my Q because the Kayn used his R. Here I am trying to keep the aggro of the Rift Herald going because I know I have my ult during this time here, so I can't execute any of them. I do flash out of the Kayn because I thought he could have killed me, and my teammate here, Ori, did respond to that play correctly with the ult. So overall, my jungler and my mid lane played that very well. Talon tries to come up top. I think we definitely can fight this Talon here. Especially with the Senna ult. But I pinged the Shaco to go clear that control ward in the river instead. And he does come around from Try. So if Talon goes on me, I know... Yep, here we go. Here I am, Garen, you just silence them. Talon ignites me, so I decide to back out because if I went any closer, he probably could have killed me. And I let Shaco go in instead. And there we go. Garen's silence is fantastic. And during this part of the game, the Akali just gets really triggered. And one thing about League of Legends is once you lose your mentality, the game goes downhill from there. So Shaco uses the Rift Herald, probably correctly, I'd say. They do end up getting this turret here. But for some reason, my Ori decides to do all that, burn both sums just for the kill. I would have probably advised against that, but they do end up getting the mid turret also. At this point I have a 2-level advantage on the Akali, so I'm pretty sure I can fight her. But again, I haven't gone back in a very long time, and she does have her refill pots ticking. I figured here that my Garen passive would have been enough to sustain me in lane, but here Akali damages me. I did not predict her correctly. I thought she was going to dash, that's why I W'd. Here I just completely misplayed this. She does a lot of damage to me. I was not expecting to die that quickly. And she gets the shutdown gold on me. And at this point the team as a whole is just not doing well. We lost Dragon and our jungler is dead. But as you can see in the chat there, I get my Trinity Force. And on Garen, Triforce is just so strong. And I'm about to respawn here, and I immediately do the TP top because we do have this control ward here, and Akali does not know of it. And this is just a simple kill. I didn't even have to burn ult for that. But yeah, really happy that my Shaco decided to ward that tri-bush. Great play by my mid laner here. Yeah, so that ult could have caught both of them, but Talon flashed just in time. She was able to kill the Kayn, and luckily Shaco's positioning was perfect enough that he could just come in and pick up the kill. Plating has fallen by now, so I just decided to go back because Akali burned her teleport. So overall, I think top and bot lane had really rough laning phases. Akali learns from her mistake and takes out that control ward there. The Akali player is good because or not good, but she knows how to play against Garen. That is, she uses her Q, I think it is, to get my passive. Here I know I can kill her, so I just go in. Again, my ult is an execute that does true damage, so I just run at her. My team plays this fairly well. They kill the jungler. You get a flash out of that. But unfortunately, Talon is still super strong. Ori again lands a very nice ult here. MF with the aggressive flash. Probably not a smart thing to do when the enemy assassin is right next to you. But that's what we do. I do get the top turret during that fight, so all in all, I'll take it because we get a turret and we got a fair amount of kills, except the Talon did walk out of that successful. I have a 2-level lead on the Akali, so I know I can damage her. I'm not scared of her at all right now, and I have my first item. So at this point in the game, Garen is pretty strong. I can kill everyone on their team. And I think my Ori gets caught here. Yep. Kayn ult. I was contemplating going in, but decided against it. Here, I figured Senna and Shaco are collapsing, so we can all collapse on the Kayn here. I do get his flash, but at this point, Akali's doing damage to me, so I just decide to flash out. We do lose the mid turret here, but Shaco did manage to get Morg very low. And we managed to catch the Talon here. Again, using my ult as an execute because I don't need Talon to become invisible and for him to escape. So all in all, that fight was definitely worth. We took out their biggest damage dealer. And we didn't lose anybody. Again, I have a level lead. I can fight her. But her team is there, unfortunately. I could have definitely killed her. So at this point, we just want to get this turret. Because of my runes, I can do a lot of damage to turrets. My Ori, again, having a very good ult, but unfortunately dying. Probably shouldn't have positioned under the turret. Had she positioned elsewhere, she could have probably lived. But that ult did catch 2 people, and we're able to get the second tier mid turret. So I pinged a Rift Herald here, but I figured Dragon is a bigger win con. If we get the Dragon, that will help us later on in the game versus... Yeah, Rift will probably help us get 1 turret, but I just decided Drag was more important. Meanwhile, MF is pushing bot. We're able to get this free Drag with no contest from the enemy team. Garen's E just super good for clearing waves. Here I'm telling Ori to come help me with the Rift Herald because we could go kill the Akali, but that really wouldn't help us. So securing this objective was the better call. And a free Rift Herald, I'll take it. I was worried that the Talon was coming here, but he didn't have vision, and Kayn was there too, but luckily they don't ward. And we're able to get this for free. Bot lane not having the most fun. But again, that's because MF disconnected early on in game. Since I do have Rift, I figured I should definitely push this out. But I can definitely go get a lot of items. I think I was, yeah, at this point in the game, I'm 6-1. I am super strong in this game. I have my Triforce. Like I said earlier, they have a lot of CC on that team. Talon has a slow, Kayn has a slow, Akali has a slow, Morg has a stun, and I'm pretty sure Kai'Sa has a slow. So Merc Treads is just a smart option here. Triforce is very basic on Garen. Here I decided to TP in because of a big fight happening. I try to defend the MF as much as possible. Kayn is not a threat to me at all, so I just decided to get him out of the fight as soon as possible. I would have liked to kill the Talon, but he went invisible. And again, my runes just allow me to do so much damage to turrets. Here I summon the Rift because we can definitely get this tier 2 turret. And during this time of the game, I'm telling my team, yeah, if Talon comes close, we're going to dive him. He doesn't come close for this turret. I figured since Shaco is still pushing mid, we can still get as much use out of this Rift. For some reason, Talon decides to attack the Rift Herald. And, you know, I'm Garen, and I have a pretty fed Ori. We just decide to burst him down. So that's a free inhibitor for us. Meanwhile, Shaco, he suicided for that turret, but I'll take it. At this point in the game, the Akali is super tilted, so she definitely could have backed to defend base, but She is very upset with her team, and like I said earlier, once you lose your mental, the game's already lost. But yeah, I decide to back to defend. Again, I'm 7-1, and my Ori is 7-4 with Rabadons and Ludens, so both of us are very fed. We can do damage. If you look at my build, like I said, Triforce is basic, Merc Treads is a no-brainer. Brambleback, because Kayn is a melee, and not even for the Kayn really, because he's 0-6 with the Talon. So the Brambleback passive is really helpful for the basic attacks that Kayn and Kai'Sa and Talon are going to be doing on me. And the Giant's Belt is just good for, I think I was building Dead Man's Plate. Yep, there you go. In chat, I managed to get it. My Dead Man's. Again, another standard item on Garen. Here I tell my team to start setting up to fight around the drag. And yeah, you can see I'm just so beefy with Garen. 7-1. I do true damage. I'm so tanky. Here I tell the team I'm zoning. We think we can get this pick on Talon, but he decides to back. Instead, I say we can probably get this pick on Kayn, but for some reason, I forget what that's called. Instead, we managed to get a free drag. The Shaco here lines up his boxes skillfully so that when somebody walks up, they'll be stunned. I'm over here zoning, if you pay attention to my positioning. My whole goal here is to get the enemy ADC away. And I did flash for that, thinking I can get the kill. But I couldn't. But luckily my Ori was right next to me. We do leave the team here. Again, at this point the Kayn is just inting. And I call for the team to disengage, stop pursuing the Akali. Because we do have an... Shaco doesn't really listen, but he keeps fighting. We do have an open inhibitor in bot, so I tell Ori, let's just go get that mid inhib for free. And that's exactly what we do. Meanwhile, Shaco successfully kills the Akali. So yeah. I didn't feed the Akali early game, and that really paid off. She really can't do much. And she's triggered, so on top of that, we're getting what's essentially a free game. Ori calls for us to rotate top to get this turret here. Which is a good call, because we could have done Baron, but none of them are dead. Akali would have spawned by the time. So Baron probably wasn't the call there. And our Shaco was nowhere near Baron. So getting top turret. I didn't expect the Kai'Sa to go in here, but she did. And I timed my ult incorrectly. And Ori was just definitely too close. Here I decide, well, I gotta keep this Senna alive because she can heal me. Meanwhile, I've got two of their enemy teammates on my back. MF shows up, luckily, and uses her ult to get them off me. I decide to disengage from this fight because I am super low. I know my team can just clean up here because MF is MF with an IE. Here you can see me TPing to this super minion here because we can end the game. We just killed most of their team. And again, here you see my runes going off. I'm able to take both of their Nexus turrets. At this point, I thought I could fight the Kai'Sa, but she was doing a lot of damage to me and I couldn't heal up. And at this point in the game, it's pretty over. The enemy team was about to surrender. We decided to just get the third inhib. And here we see again, Kayn is just inting, and there goes my execute ult, which is so powerful. And that is about the end of that game. So, in the future, I'll probably record more of my climb through silver. And yeah guys, thanks for watching this, and I'll see you in the next one.